Hello everyone, welcome back to Argsy Farms here on the Oaks on our realistic multiplayer server. We're just getting the animals fed, the cattle over in the pen, getting a little bit low on food they were, so we're just making up a mix. We've done a couple already. This will be load number 3 to get them all topped up. We do need to get them some more water, so we'll go and grab the water trailer and do that. But once we're done here, we're going to head on over and get our grass mowed. We need some more hay. I think we're down to about 16 bales, which is still a decent amount. We only use 1 per mix. But I think we're going to run out over winter, so we need to go and get some hay in one of the fields and probably some silage in the other. We'll be able to use some of the silage we've got in here. We've got more than enough of that, so we'd be looking at making enough that we can sell some. So that is the plan for today. Now, I came into some realization as I was busy here making our mix up. All that straw we've got in there, 48 pounds of straw, we can't actually use with any feed mix. Maize Plus doesn't actually have a feed mix where you can use grass silage, hay or straw together. There's options to use whole crop silage, hay and straw, or there's options to use maize silage, grass silage and straw, but none to use the 3 options we have. So we're kind of in a little bit of a rock and a hard place with that. We might have to see if we can get the bales we have sold. I know Dazed has obviously been doing some work with straw, and could be an option. A little bit of a hidden collision there I keep on forgetting about. But yeah, that might be something we have to do, is get some of the straw all sold to Dazed, and we'll just keep on doing our mix here with hay and silage. Fortunately, we can do it that way, so we do at least have a way we can make up our food. It would have been nice though to have used that straw as a little bit of filler and make it go a little bit further, but again, if we can make some money off it, at least if we have to buy in some more feed or anything like that, we've got that money there to cover it. But there we go, that is, well, used all that feed up, so we'll just jump out here, we'll detach the feed mixer, leave it sitting here for now, and jump back in, go and grab the water trailer, and we'll go and run a few loads. It takes about 10 loads with this small trailer to fill up the water pen, fill up the water trough. We should really have bought a bigger trailer, and that might be something we upgrade to at some stage, but it's just back and forth between here and over to the pond just on the other side of the yard. We get everything pumped in, get it topped up, around here to the hitch, go, get that all hooked up, and then we can do this a little bit up. We'll just run back and forth and get a few loads done. So we'll do that, then we'll be off down to get some hay made. Alright, well this should be the last of the water we need. We've taken about 10 or 11 trips. It's 12 trips pretty much, 24,000 litre total capacity in there. So it's about 12 trips, 2,000 plus litres to get it all done. You can see how well beaten tyre tracks going back and forth through here a few times to get it filled up, but this will be enough. So get that unloaded, and then we'll go and get everything disconnected, get on over, go and find the mowers, get connected up to those, make sure they are all in good condition. They're probably actually just about due a service. I have to stop in at the workshop on the way down. We'll just wait and see, but here we go, 800 litres left. So let's go and get this disconnected. Right spot, go. Take that off, and we'll go and find the mowers, get hooked up, and go down and start mowing the grass. So there we are, all hooked up. It's looking nice and clean too, actually. But I was looking at the maintenance bar. Front mower, not too bad, a little bit of work. Back mower, have that selected, not too bad either. But we get to the tractor, and it is in dire need of an oil change and a little bit of attention. 38 hours on it, probably not had much love shown to it. So I think we'll head on down to the workshop. We'll go in and see how much it's going to cost us to get the service done. Something we should be doing, and I'm going to keep on top of, just to make sure everything's running in ship-shape condition, because I'd hate to have something happen to us while we are out in the middle of the field. So stop in, get that done, and then go and start on the mowing. Alright, we're just pulling in here to the workshops, I think. We'll park over there, and then, if I recall correctly, over this way, in front of the desk, is it? Let's see. It's the lights. Trigger over here somewhere. Right, there it is. So we're not going to worry about repairing these, but if we have a look here at our tractor, Oh, it's not too bad, $3,226. That's well worth it. In fact, pay the $5 and repair that, and the $2 to repair that as well. Be interested to know how much it's going to cost to repaint it, but we're not too worried about that now. Right, let's jump back in now that everything's all done, oil, servicing, everything like that. Head on back out, and we'll make our way down to the field. We'll probably head to the one furthest away from the farm, because we've already gone past the way into the other one that was before we got here. So if we just head on back out this way, get it out and close this door. It was closed when we got here. Actually, turn the lights off too. Go. Get down. Get that door to go down as well. Here we go. And we'll head on going and get started mowing. Well, this field entrance always catches me out. It's a very hard spot. There we go. We've managed to find it this time. We'll get in here, get everything unfolded, and basically just get straight into mowing. Much else to do really. So we'll get onto our front mower. One unfolded. Have a look here at the back one. Put down as well. There we go. Looks like everything is doing what it should there. Turn our lights off now too. See them still flashing. Right. Get that one spooled up and running. And head around to the front one. Turn that on as well. Lower it down and we should be good to go. Okay, back one down as well. So we'll just get straight into it here. Head around on the headlands, obviously get that field opened up, do 2 or 3 passes around the outside, and then we'll just jump into some GPS course running up and down the field and just get what we need to do done. So we'll race through this field, head on over to the other one, and we'll see when we're finished. Alright, there we go. Both fields all done and mown. Now, I've just had a quick look around. We're still very early in November and it's 10 AM and we're in the last month of autumn and we're not far away from winter. I'm going to take a quick look at the weather forecast, but I think what we might do, we might leave this grass to sit for a day or so, come back in before the end of the month. We've got 3 more days left in the calendar. So we might come back in and do this another day, but we're going to let it just sit here and dry just a little bit. Let me just do a double check before we go any further to make sure the weather forecast will allow us to leave it here for a day. Well, today's looking good through to about 9 PM. Forecast for the next 3 days does show some rain, and then of course we're going to start getting some snow in December. Sure, 27 degrees, 11 -11. So very big temperature swing there between November 7th and December 1st. But look, we're going to leave it. We're going to let it sit here. It does need to dry. We can't go straight into tedding that and making hay. We could potentially windrow and make some silage off it, the silage off it, but I think best bet's going to be to let it sit there for a little bit and just dry. So we will be back, hopefully, get this all finished off. So we'll catch up with you when we're back on next time. Well, would you believe it, our little gamble has paid off. Even though the weather wasn't looking the best for the rest of the month, we've dawned another bright sunny day here in November, and the forecast for the day is looking pretty good. Good weather for haymaking. So we've come over here, we just check on the animals, they're all happy. Plenty of food, plenty of water still from what we filled up with them earlier. So we're going to jump into the 5S, going to go and grab the tedder, get one of the fields turned over for hay. Once that's done, we'll go and start windrowing the grass up to make some silage. We might sit that for a little bit, we'll sit the hay for a little bit, let that dry out, go and bale the silage, then we'll come back and windrow and bale the rest. So let's jump in here, go and get ourselves hooked up to the appropriate piece of equipment. In fact, we'll leave the bale spike here, we're not going to need that right now, we'll need it a little bit later, but we'll leave the bale spike behind, and we need to take this weight off, and we will go and get hooked up to the tedder and make a start over in one of the fields. I think we're going to do the nearest one in hay. I think it just makes sense to do that one this time, and silage on the other. So let's go and sort everything out and get on over there. So we've made it down here to the field, got everything unfolded and ready to go, but before we started, I just thought I'd take a quick little walk through the field, go and have a look at the grass. Certainly benefited from having that extra day's drying. It's looking much drier than it was yesterday, still a bit of dew around, so it'll be good to give the hay a shake out, the grass a good shake out, and get that off it and spread it out and give it a chance to dry just that little bit more before we come down and row it up to make the silage. So we'll go here, jump back up into the tractor. Such a good tedder, look at the width on it, nice and wide, perfect size, and perfect tractor to pull it behind. 5S is just about the most appropriate option. Now get that going, and we are getting things turned and made into some hay. Now of course Maize Plus on the server, so we do have the option of setting the condition state for it. We've gone straight to hay. We could have actually, if I'd thought about it, we could have run around it after we'd mowed it and put it into a semi-dry state, just to, I guess, more realistically replicate these stages of making hay, but we didn't do that. We're here now, so we're just going to carry on with the tree there and get things done. Also, one thing using this tractor, no GPS, so a bit more manual freehand driving. So we'll carry on. Just the one field to do, so a quick little time lapse to get it done, and we'll see when we're finished. That's a good looking field of hay, even if I do say so myself. There's a little bit down in the corner there that we didn't quite pick up properly, but once that gets windrowed up, it shouldn't be a problem or anything to worry about. But that's us pretty much done. So we're going to pack things up from here, get on back to the farm. We're going to grab the windrower, get on down to the other field, get that rowed up and baled before we come back here and do the windrow for this one. So that should work out pretty well, I think, getting everything done and allow this just that little bit long time to dry and get us a really nice proper hay in here. So we head on down to the farm, go and grab the windrower, and we'll probably catch up with you when we're down at the next field and getting started on that. Here we are, get turned on in here and get everything unfolded, get ready to start windrowing. Just heading around here. Okay, it's unfolding. all the way down. Go and set ourselves up in one of the corners and go and start getting this field all ready to bale. Get on over this way and it's run about the right spot. Let's see how close we're to the edge of the field, just there. It's pretty good. Just get this turned on, slow that down, and we should be good to go. So again, I think based on the task we're doing, it's going to be another good one for a time lapse. So we'll jump straight into that. Now we're up and going. Deer running around actually. I've seen quite a bit of wildlife in this part of the world. I seem to get quite a lot around over this field. Not sure what it is over here. We do seem to see quite a few deer. Always run around the entrance like that one. But anyhow, I digress. Our task here is to get this field windrowed. And we'll do it in a time lapse, so we'll see you very soon. Alright, field done. Nice, a lot of windrows in there. It actually went really smoothly. I quite enjoyed that. I want to say, the change to the server we have with the server location really made it much more enjoyable for me. Not having to worry quite so much about the ping. I think I'll just have to practice do things manually, which otherwise might have been a little bit more difficult. So yeah, really enjoyable. I was pleased that we were able to do that. But anyhow, that is enough dribble about that. Next plan. We're going to head on back down to the other field. We're going to leave the windrower down there in the hay. We're going to need that down there at some stage. Then we'll take a wander, stroll, get some fresh air. Head on back up to the farm and go and grab the big Massey with the baler. We're going to head on back down here and get the silage all baled up. So looking forward to seeing exactly how many bales we get off that. And we're going to have to come up with a solution for our storage. I think, in light of what we've learnt with our feed mixture and the fact we really can't use the straw, we might be giving Days to cool, seeing if he would like to take any of that off our hands. It'd be good to get a little bit of income off it too. So anyhow, let's get on down. Started with baling. So we've got back down to the yard, picked up the baler, got the Massey Ferguson 7718 on the front, and I realised I knew this was going to be an issue and I'd forgotten we had to do it. We've added the net add-on mod onto the game server, which means we need to go down to the store and go and buy ourselves some net wrap for the baler and fill that up. Otherwise we can't actually go baling, so we're going to head on down that way. That's why we're heading in the complete opposite direction to where our fields are. So I guess again, at least we're doing the furthest field from the farm and probably the closest one we have to the shop. But anyhow, we're going to have to do it at some stage. We might as well go and do it now. Hopefully loading up the net wrap once will be enough to get the fields done. I'm not sure how quickly it's going to use it, otherwise we might have to run down with the front loader a little bit later on. Could be a good time, take the trailer down and maybe stock up on some farm supplies. We're going to need some more seed and fertiliser this spring, but I'd rather not do that now. I'd rather keep the cash in our bank account and only buy that when we have to. But anyhow, go on the drive, check out what's happening around the neighbourhood a little bit, and we'll go and get this filled up and ready to get baling. We're just driving past the field here on the left, and I wondered whose it was. Got the tram lines in there. Looks very nice actually, having the tram lines set up on that. But that's one of Dazed's fields. It must be a recent addition, I think. I don't think he owned that to start off with when he moved farms, but here we go. That's his field in there, and cereal crop of some description. I think it looked like oats maybe. Not sure exactly what it was, but something like that in there. So good to see. Lots of expansion happening on the farm. Like whoever's got this field next to us, the next one along, has spent a lot of time doing something similar to us. Fair amount of silage bales in there to get picked up. Look at the money actually, that's pretty impressive. And a whole lot more here on the other side. These are all Strode's bales actually. It's just having a look. Mallard Farms. He's expanded in here and got into the silage setup pretty heavily. Makes our little fields look pretty insignificant when you see the amount that these guys are doing, but we'll make do. We'll settle with what we've got and carry on even more of them. Good to see that the bales aren't causing any lag issues or anything on the server too, which is good. Anyhow, let's carry on. Got down to the store, go and get this topped up, and we'll get back and start baling. Down at the shop, we've got the net wrap add-on mod here. Just going through, we'll need to make sure we get some Massey Ferguson net wrap. There it is there. Let's just have a look there. Oil colour, well, it's just the colour I'm assuming. Do whatever, but we'll take the Massey one. I think we need to have the right one to match it. $3,000. Does do 45,000 meters though, so hopefully it's going to be a good amount to get us through everything we need to do. Alright, we've got our net wrap here. I'm assuming, let's pull up beside it, just refill. I've never actually used this before. There we go. Yes, it is refilling. So it looks like we're going to take the whole lot, I'm hoping. Just looking at the percentages, 4,500 meters. So if we get to about 2250 at 50%, which it looked like we were, does mean we can take all of this in one go. And in fact, I'm lying about that because it's 45,000 meters, not 4,500 meters in there. So we've actually only taken one of those reels out. There's what left in there, 9 left in there. So each one of those is 4,500 meters. So we have to go and see how far that's going to get us through what we need to do. Let's head on back down to the field and get a start on our silage. I don't want to overshoot the field entrance. It's just here somewhere. There it is. I said last time and earlier that I tend to overshoot that one coming from the other direction, so more than likely I would do coming from that direction. Let's head on over this way, get to where we started our windrow, right here. And first things first, everything unfolded. It's our baler unfolding there on the back. We should now turn it on. That's the baler on, get the pickup lowered down. Let's go and see. I'm going to start getting this picked up now. I'm intrigued to see how much that rack we're going to use on our first bale, so we'll watch that with interest. Back around the corner there. Let's just carry on till we get our first bale out and see what we end up with. Too far away there from being full, 5,000 litres, and there we are. Of course, don't have our automatic discharge on, or I wasn't quite sure. It was a little bit laggy. So, what was that? About 1%. Pretty much all 38 metres. Quite a lot around a bale. At least means we can get a good few bales out of one load of twine or one load of wrap. I'm not going to run too far out. Bale unloaded off the back there before we get too full. Carry on. Get another one done. So there we are, we're cracking into it. I will double check that we have our automatic discharge on. It seems we don't. Let's just have a look here. It is. It's just very slow. I wonder if it has to wrap. I wonder if that's part of the wrapper or not. Let's just have a look there. See if that automatically discharges it off the back of the wrapper, or whether we have to wait. So there we go, that's going to automatically discharge off the back of the wrapper. So we'll leave that turned on. That's quite handy. Not actually something I've used much, but let's just have a look here. Pause again for this bale. I'm assuming, yeah, there we go. So the wrap's going down. So the delay now is on the net wrap being used up to wrap the bale. So it'll take a little bit longer, which is fine. I guess it's another little added feature this mod brings to the game. But anyhow, 3 bales done already. We can carry on now that we've got that one done and wrapped. And we'll carry on. So let's lead ourselves into a little bit of a montage. I think we've been time-lapsing through a lot of this, and it seems to be the sort of default for when we're doing grass work because it's the easiest way to deal with it. But I think we'll manage to get a montage together here of the baling and see when we're done. Heading down to the next field to get that windrow and get that hay bale. So we'll see when we're heading down there. yield of silage here for us. Just getting the last pass done. We're going to end up with a bale and just the smallest amount of grass in here as it goes through and wraps that up and splits that one out the back. But that's alright, we'll pick it up because we know that when we go into the next field and start on our hay, we'll convert the field type in the baler into hay, so we'll pop it anyhow. There we go, I think that is us done. So I will just do a quick tally on how many bales we've ended up with, and then we'll get things folded up, head on over to the other field. So there's 175,000 litres of semi-dry grass bales, which must mean at 5,000 a pop, we've got about 35 bales. We're being on 35 bales, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. 175,000 litres going to get sold at potentially 170 bucks or so per 1,000 litres, so another good amount of money, or be used in our mix. Now, while I'm running around with this turned on, we can get it turned on, lift it up, hold everything up, and head on down to the other field. Here we are up at the field now. Hopefully, I might just try and park across the entrances here. We're going to block the neighbours' farm, but well, they won't mind. If they have a problem, they can come and grab us and we will move the tractor. But that should keep us out of the way. Get in here and start wintering. He's out of the way. We could have done that with parking across our own entrance. Our lights on down here too. Not the best thing. Hopefully the battery hasn't gone flat. They're LEDs, so wouldn't be too bad. Anyhow, hey, a little bit more time to dry. I think it's looking pretty much ready to go. So let's get it windrowed up and we'll get in here and start baling. Well, I must admit, I have been quite surprised by how many bales we have actually got off this field. I haven't done a final count or anything like that, but there must be at least 30, I reckon. We'll have a look once we're finished. We're probably going to get another 2 as we go along this last little pass. Trying to get them bunched as much as I can here in the middle, so when it comes time to loading them up, maybe that a little bit easier, there's distance to run. The other thing I've noticed, and I don't know if I've picked this up before, is how much wider this hay swath is compared to the grass swath. Using the same windrow and everything like that, the swath has been a lot harder to pick up accurately. We've left pieces, like you can just see there, on the ground a little bit more than I would have liked, and we did just go around before we started this pass doing a little bit more, but otherwise everything else has gone pretty well. Pretty happy with it all and how it's all turned out. We've used almost 2/3 of our net twine, which is good. Does mean we've got 9 more rolls still to go, so it does mean that $3,000 spent on that will last for a decent amount of time yet. And we're probably going to find 60-70% full. Probably don't have enough grass floating around on the field. I'll find a good 25%, and I just don't think that is floating around here anyhow, so we're not even going to bother if it's just not worth the reward there in the end. So we'll get that turned off, pick it up, fold it all up, leave that 5,000 litres sitting in there. I'm actually going to park everything up here side by side for now, because we've been on here for a long time, and it's time to call it quits for me for now. Like I said, we're going to leave them there. We do have the job here to come back. In fact, I did say I was going to count them, so we're just going to jump up in the air, do a quick tally, and figure out how much hay we did make. Well, there we go, grand total of 40 bales. That's more than I even thought. I said 30. 40 bales at 6,500 litres a pop. So it's going to be a good supply of hay. In fact, it should take us all the way through winter without too many issues at all. And hopefully some way into the spring. I do want to try and buy a few more animals at some stage, so we'll just see how our food supplies go over the next couple of months. We get caught short over winter having to buy feed, because that would really go against the purpose for having animals. But anyhow, like I said, I'm going to leave everything parked up here for now. And I think we'll leave the bales out here in the field and come back and get them hopefully in December. We'll keep an eye on the weather, make sure things don't get too cold and snowy and we can't get out on the field, because that would be a disaster. But for now, I'm going to wrap things up there for this episode. As always, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one.